What's happening, people? United Central here back with another video. This is a match preview. You get me? I'm gonna go with your one. Lateness is greatness. You get me? Shout
Yes,
out to
come
you.
on,
Come on, man. Even though
That's
we're
what
not
I like
late,
to
we're on
hear.
time. But we're gonna go with it, man. Because Matisse, that for me, talk to me about that punchline. Because that for me is like, it's like every time I watch your video, yeah, it's I expect it now. I expect
Yeah.
it. You feel me?
Bro, we do it every time. And even if we're on time, then we'll just be like 1 minute late just to make sure that we can say it. My thing with it, the whole thinking and logic behind it is that when I came into the streaming game, everyone said to me, cool, if you go maybe a little bit 5 minutes late, like you let the chat build up and, you know, keep everyone buzzing and everything. And then on top of that, I was like, if I'm going to get guests on and say, like, if I'm getting on a journalist, they're running late, I can cover it up with the slogans. And now I've just gone, lateness is greatness. And true say, if like a journalist or someone comes in there a little bit late, I'm like, it's cool because that's how we do it here. So it's good. It's caught on. It's nice.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. That because at the end of the day, what people don't realize is like, you know, before this YouTube, we're just regular guys, in it. So
Yeah.
I might have a situation where you get me, I'm late through this, or especially when a journalist, because them I don't, you know, you're nobody compared to them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like, we're
usually
nobody.
on time, fam. I'm usually on time. If it gets me, fam, it's in the backstage, it's like, yo, it's getting a bit rough. Is this brother gonna be?
Trust me, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, bring up to you, man, for coming on and whatnot. Obviously, people know us from the top 6 show or whatnot. You get me? I thought for me, look who's here, man. Look who's here. Big Steve's here. You know what I mean? Shout out to Big Steve
in the cut. Yeah, Big Steve. I love Big
No
Steve.
spuds round here, man. You know what I'm saying? I've learned from my lesson. You get me? But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. You get me? Well, you know what to do. Like the video before you enter the building and whatnot. Make sure you go check out Matisse's channel. Literally, it's in the hyperlink, so you don't have to leave the video. Subscribe to his channel, and then yeah, man. But Matisse, man, it's a big one. I called it the 6 point at the bridge, man. Do you concur with that? Is that your feeling right now? Big 6 point at this one, bro.
Man, it's huge, bro. We ain't even in the top 4, bro. Like we've been doing our thing on the 2. We've been in good form, unbeaten, only 2 goals conceded. I can do as much propaganda as I want, but the facts remain that we are still behind West Ham. West Ham United, 2 points, and they've lost to City today. So we know if we win against you guys that we go into the top 4. For me, it's a must win because we had our team. A whole month, Christmas, Santa came to town and gave no presents. We were just losing, drawing. Yeah. You were getting on to me week after week. I'm like, yo, I don't know.
Come on, man. I was there, man. I was there, G.
I don't know if I can do this show anymore. You know, the Big 6, I was like, might have to take a couple weeks out. But no, now we're winning, but we need to get into the top 4. So for me, we have to win this game. You guys can afford to drop points. I'm not gonna lie.
We're chilling, man. We're chilling, bro. Come on. You know what it is? We got money in the bank, bro. You know how wrestling and that money in the bank. Yeah, bro. We got money in the bank, bro. But then I feel like for me, that leverage we've got, I think it's a dangerous game because I think how we see it as and how manager sees it as. He's probably thinking, bro, I can just afford a loss here. I don't have to go at Chelsea. And for me, that's a dangerous game. And I'm looking at thinking, are Chelsea probably in the best mindset going to this game after beating Atletico Madrid, man? Because that, for me, when I look at it, yeah, and I always say banter aside, because I feel like for me, when we have these little serious chats, yeah, banter goes aside. When I look at it, everyone said about how Atletico were poor. I don't look at it like that, I just look at it and think, Chelsea were very, very good on that night. And they stifled a Atletico Madrid team who on the night everyone thought Suarez, generational talent in, what's his name again? João Felix. Everyone thought it was going to be one of them nights, but Chelsea, all of a sudden, they have a knack of doing this. And I feel like in European nights, they do this all the time, no matter, regardless of what manager, they turn up. But you must be like, for me, feeling very, very confident in terms of the belief in the squad and the camp at the minute.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the last 2 Champions League campaigns, they've been a bit scattered because we haven't been consistently in the Champions League for, sorry, we wasn't in the Champions League, Conte's second season. But the last 2 Champions League knockouts, we had Barcelona and Bayern Munich in the round of 16, and we struggled. We lost both of them. Yeah. So for me, it's huge for this team to get into the quarterfinal. That will be a step in progression. But I'm definitely confident because when I look at our defense, I don't have a lot of confidence in the individual ability of a Christensen and a Rudiger and these kind of players to be consistent at the top level against the best week in, week out. However, Tuchel's what he's done, he's put them in a system, and he said to himself, cool, we don't have great defenders individually. There's a lot of errors and mistakes in your game. You're not perfect. You're not world class. So I'm going to put 3 of you together and I'm going to make it a collective, and you're going to defend as a team. And since Thiago Silva's been injured since that Tottenham game, true say we haven't missed him. Obviously, you want him to come back as soon as possible. We haven't been conceding goals. You know, we've only conceded 2 goals under him,
3.
and one of them was an own goal.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm really confident that for once, Chelsea will be able to play against Manchester United and not just keep getting peppered and smoked in transition. You, man, every time we play you in the last few years, transitions, counters, you know, Rashford free kicks, doing the little dip and swirl and whatnot.
Dip and swirl, mate. You know what I mean?
That can't run any longer. It can't. So
is that what kind of is that the only kind of thing for you where you're thinking Man United have got a chance? Because footballing wise, I think Chelsea are a better team in terms of the way they play football. There's a plan to the method. There's a plan to the way you play. You've got a manager who's a very, very system based manager. He knows what he's about. Let's not kid ourselves. I know I call him Tuchel, Van Gaal and all that. You know what it is?
I was chatting to Coach Cams and he called him Van Gaal as well. I said,
told you, man. We know football, innit, yo. Shout out to Cams in the building. You know what I'm saying? But, for me, why I call it Tuchel Van Gaal, because Van Gaal played that exact football, but guess what? He didn't have the players. Chelsea have the players to play that football, and I think we were playing what? We had Luke Shaw out injured. I think we played about Tyler Blackett at left back. Shout out to Tyler Blackett, but we had these sort of players playing at left back and whatnot. I believe what Chelsea have got, they've got a system. And that, for me, is going to be so massive in this game, because we've got 2 players that can be individual brilliance. On any game, on any switch, Rashford and Bruno can be that spark. When you're looking at Chelsea, though, is all over the pitch. They've got certain positions. Mason Mount in them areas where in between the lines, you've got Alonso, who, for me, as a left wing back, is very dangerous. What's his name on the right back? And
James. For us. Yeah,
James. You got James, who for me direct, Hudson-Odoi direct. So you've got areas of the pitch where you're looking dangerous, and I just feel like for me, that's the reason why I think Chelsea fans are coming in a little bit confident.
Yeah. Do you know what it is with us as well? I'm very interested to see who we play at left wing back, because I speak about Daniel James with the pace that he has at right wing, or whoever you play out there, because whoever you play up front, it's going to be quick. It's going to be a pacey attack. It's Martial, Rashford. And my one little concern is Marcos Alonso, because true say he's a left wing back, he's been playing well, but I don't particularly want to see him in transition against these Dons. Do you know what I'm saying? For me, I think this is a good opportunity to rotate slightly, try and get the confidence up in Ben Chilwell. He's a little bit more athletic, a little quicker, and we've got Liverpool on Thursday, so we've got to be able to juggle these fixtures very well. And then Everton, do you know what I'm saying? It's peak. So
we're similar. Ours is similar though, bro. We got 6 games,
bro.
Sorry, I know, man. I know, bro. I'm telling you, man. You get me? Like we've got 6 games in 18 days. In 16, sorry. Yeah. 6 games in about space of 2.5 weeks. 6 games. And they're not buying no easy, mate. They're not buying easy. We've got 3 away games in a row. So
but your away form's good, so that probably suits you, innit?
And that's what I believe in. But can I break down for you? As much as I want to be positive and I want to show a bit of positive about Man United, we are away from home. But in that run, did we play any team of significance, though? That's my only worry. In that time, did we play? What I mean by this is back-to-back away games of Chelsea and Man City. That's different from playing, let's say West Brom away, Crystal Palace away. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. Now it's a real test. What I feel like for me, it's a huge job to go from this now to going back-to-back away games against 2 solid teams, bro. And that's why who can come out of there, it will be significant, because you guys are playing us, but you're playing us at home. That's one thing. And I know you see that when United are good away from home, but I just believe that the way the way Chelsea play, it's going to cause a lot of problems, mate. It's going to cause massive, massive problems, man.
Yeah. I think what's going to be interesting as well is the midfield battle, because you guys have got a few players missing. McTominay, Pogba, Cavani. I can't lie. Like, McTominay's one of them players where I think he could have done something. Like, he could have been like a Dark Knight where Bruno Fernandes is going to get all the attention. Everybody's going to be on him because he's the danger man. Regardless if he's playing well or poorly, he's going to, he always gets a goal and assist. He always gets involved and makes the effect. And I feel like McTominay's that guy who goes box to box, who could sneak in and take a long shot or get into the box and get a goal. And without that, you lose a bit of dynamism. And now without Pogba and McTominay, there's no box-to-box guy to be the shadow for Bruno. So it's just Fred and Matic.
Who would have thought that, eh? Who would have thought McTominay would be a key? Well, honestly, but I never thought that in my whole life of playing, mate. McTominay would be someone that would probably be missing that midfield. Even through the likes of when we had Pereira and all these players, man, I never thought McTominay. Never ever thought McTominay. Just got a super chat here, and we still don't have the players. Side, you keep talking about system. We have a system, but the players ain't good enough. Rashford, no IQ. Fred and McTominay not good enough. Bloody hell, mate. You know, when Believe Visuals, he doesn't like Rashford at all, mate. But even when I say certain things about Rashford, and I've said it in the past, and I hold my hands up to it, you know, what he has done, though, he's been a very, very impactful player. And you take away the goals from him and bloody Bruno Fernandes, mate, we'd be nowhere. But Believe Visuals comes in for energy. Like, he just doesn't like Rashford. Absolutely not at all. You know what I mean? And that point goes into simply the next point is, you guys know how we play. You guys know that Bruno and Rashford are the main two guys. Is that an advantage for you, basically? You nullify them two. Game's done, mate. You know?
We should be able to have done our homework on them two in respects that we know who your danger men are. We set up, obviously, with the three at the back and the 6-6 pivot to limit the transitions and be a little bit better. We've been very good in the counter press, for instance, Jorginho, Kova, Mount, Timo Werner. Those four are kind of like they hunt in like a pack in the middle of the pitch, and they're very good in the counter press. They're very good at winning the ball back, and then we can turn it over. So I'm very interested to see how we deal with Bruno, because a lot of our fans want to play Kante and use him as an Ander Herrera to Eden Hazard type thing, where we just follow him about the pitch. And you know, Bruno, thing is with him is that if you stifle him and you get him frustrated, he might lose his head and he starts getting wasteful. So that's what our fans were thinking. But then the other side of it is, how much do you want to, you know, how much do you want to gain? And then what will you lose? What are the pros and cons? Because if we play Kante, our build-up might suffer a little bit. We don't have the same chemistry that we have with Kova and Jorginho. You know, we're going to be having the bulk of possession. Kante wins the ball back, but he can turn it over. So there's so much going on here that I'm interested to see what Tuchel's going to go with, because he's fighting against, do we, you know, try and stop Bruno and Rashford, or do we play our normal game? That's where he's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see what he goes with as a manager.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Believe Visual comes here for the super chat. He goes, I've said it before, Rashford is a slightly better player than Daniel James. Look how Daniel James is getting game time and scoring. You get me? I told you, man. Listen.
Right, man, look, for me, just, wow. I'm shaking.
Yeah, exactly. He's enjoying this. You know what it is, yeah? Everyone sees different football differently, so I'm not going to judge anyone. Listen, you get me? Believe Visuals, respect for you for putting your super chat in and whatnot and saying your opinion. That's your opinion and we move. But you know what it is, yeah? Like, you know, what's the thing that you've loved about Tuchel coming in right now in terms of Chelsea and how you play there at the minute? Because, you know, it's remarkable how he's gone in with one training session against the 4 Wolves, and it's almost like, honestly, it's remarkable. We've got a manager here who's been here for 2 years, and we've still got no kind of distinctive, I don't want to say style of play, because every manager has this style of play. I'm talking about distinctive style of play, you know?
Yeah.
You know, tell me, man.
With Tuchel, what it is that, I know you said Thomas van Gaal, and that, by the way, that name smacks, like there's a ring to it. Although I don't like the comparison.
Yeah, Tuchel van Gaal,
there's a little ring to it. But the thing is with Tuchel is that people say we haven't played the best football, we haven't been the most entertaining, scoring goals, free flowing, and I understand all of that. 2 points. All season, this team has struggled to be clinical. So regardless of what system or style of play you put out there, if a team is creating a high volume of chances, for me, that's manager's job done. After that, it's on the players to finish those chances, especially if they're top quality internationals playing for Germany, France, England, etc. So I don't put the blame on Tuchel too much when I can see we're creating chances but we're not taking them. And the second point is that, for me, it's very interesting to see as well that Tuchel explains himself in such detail. So he spoke with Rio Ferdinand a couple of days ago.
What an interview! What an interview, man!
Honestly, one of the best interviews I've seen with a football manager. And I know everybody goes back to the Jose Mourinho, the charisma and all these things, but for me, the fact that there's so much logic when he speaks, the way he explains himself. Even if I don't agree with a decision, I can't really get mad as a fan, because he's explained why he did it and what the reasoning behind it was. The way that he takes responsibility for the in-game management against Southampton, says I could have been a bit better there. So even though the Chelsea fans may not be seeing everything they want to see on the pitch in terms of just slapping teams up, which, by the way, was never going to happen, because you're teaching an old dog new tricks now. You're trying to get them out of an old regime where they're used to crossing heavily and really just going to the flanks. Now you're trying to get them to be penetrating the middle of the pitch and vertical passing. It's going to take time. So I'm not expecting beautiful football. I just want results so we can get top 4 right now. But the way that he speaks and the way that he's speaking about, yes, we're going to incorporate the youth. I like working with young players. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, that is what you want to hear as a fan. And yes, we're in the honeymoon period. I understand that. For me, that kind of ended after Southampton. I think we're in serious season now. But I'm very impressed with him. He articulates himself very well, man. Very well.
You know, for me, someone says, I don't care how he speaks. I need Champions League position. You know what I mean? Premier League and Champions League position. And that's every fan wants that because we are in a reactionary world. You know what I mean? But when you look at it, though, in terms of the transition of what he plays and whatnot, you know, is there a room for maybe improvement in terms of the quick transition from maybe just playing it out from the back and kind of just gingerly playing and then almost giving teams a license to kind of get back into their position? Are you worried that kind of style of play isn't, I'm not going to say sustainable because it is sustainable. I'm going to say long term of what Chelsea want, because Chelsea over the years, you've had expansive managers, you've had different styles of play. Is this different? And is this what? Because I look at the Chelsea fan base right now, it's almost as if there could be two sides of the trigger. When I see that on Lampard, I thought, wow, they've got a manager here. They believe in him. They look like a decent set of fan base, and they're all on the Lampard train.
Like a well group of human beings.
yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, a few games came in and exploded. It literally exploded. Yeah. And that's what I say with Chelsea fans. They explode, and when they decide that a manager isn't good enough, and one thing I got to rate about you unite and say, you know what?
The standards are quite high. I can't lie.
The standards are very high, man.
We're not very united, I have to say. We're actually a very split fan base. A lot, obviously, the fan base, emotional attachment to Lampard, didn't want him to leave. Mainly a lot of the older crowd, I have to say. My dad just next door, brother, did not want him to go. I was like, bro, it's after that Leicester game, I was like, it's time's up. But also, there's two different sides to it. There's a lot of fans that want to see, a project. They want to see longevity. And I want to see that, but the right person has to be in charge of that. When you give someone in a company the position of project manager, you look at their CV and they have to have the experience of running successful previous projects. If you don't have that, you don't hire them. So for me, you never just don't sack someone because you just want to keep going and you want a project and you want sustainability. It has to be the right person. You don't just keep digging the hole in the hope that you'll get out. And in saying that, Chelsea fans, 100%, we're very extreme. We're either up or we're down. You saw the propaganda, you saw the Park video on Twitter.
Listen, that Park video is saved, man. It's saved. It's clipped up, man. Don't worry.
Yo, delete that off all your phones, gallery, erase, save your MB on your phones. Don't worry about it. But then, sometimes we have to check ourselves and say, listen, it's not all roses. We're not going to win the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? So it's a mad one. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I can say of Chelsea fans is a lot of them, the majority of them, the standards are high. We don't slip. And we've seen it just happen a little bit up the river, over the River Thames. You know what I mean? A little certain Arsenal. You know what I mean? It's a sticky one still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a sticky one, man. Listen, they were happy with the 1-0 loss, mate. It's Man City, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to shout at no Arsenal fans in here. But...
You know them ones where you're saying, "Oh, we need to revenge Olympiacos," but that's when you know that's when you know it's getting a bit rough. Do you know what
exactly,
I mean?
bro.
Haven't touched Champions League football in so long, and it's all these. So,
will they ever? Will they ever? I'll be real with you. I don't want to make an Arsenal podcast, but there's a reality that Arsenal probably will not play Champions League football for the next 5 or 10 years.
Bro, it's getting like that because the thing is, it's not to dig out Arsenal, but it's an example of what can happen if you don't stay focused on your minimum foundations and objectives of Champions League football. If you allow it to get rocky and start going up and down and in the tournament, out the tournament. And I've just been saying, Chelsea have been in and out. Past like 5 years, I think we've been in the Champions League maybe 2 or 3 times. So it's not every year. And the thing is with Chelsea is that our chairman just won't allow us to drop off in terms of our standards, dropping off outside Champions League football year in, year out. And you can't let it happen because Everton will spend. West Ham having a good season. Leicester are basically part of the top 6. You have to keep your eyes open, man. You can't sleep. You have to keep your eyes open.
Yeah, you might have obsessed. I don't know, but we're just we're kind of subplotting it. It's a sub.
It's not to dig Arsenal out.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not to dig you man out. It's just you agree. You know what I mean? You know your standards have dropped off. I'm not saying anything that you don't believe in yourself. And the thing is, like I said, when it comes to Arsenal, I speak very real. It all starts from the top. If it's a company, it starts with the owner. Your owner's standards is not on the same level as my owner, and that's why you've allowed or they've allowed you to run this course. And now he's in America doing up whatever he's doing, and you man are out here trying to scramble together, you know, Europa League football year in, year out. It's not to dig at you. It's just the reality of if the standards are not kept at the top, like it is with Kroenke, things can fall. So you have to keep the standards.
Oh, 100%. massively. And we know that more than anything. For me as a fan, I'm one of the gatekeepers of trying to. I'm not saying gatekeeper. That's probably a bit too. But I'm one of the people that I try and keep doing it, no matter what, mate. I might have my different football opinion, but I try and strive for keeping the kind of the ambitions high, man. And just keeping the, you know, I don't accept mediocrity. You know what I mean? There was a question from Anas. I forgot what he said, but he said something about the back three. You know, you guys thinking that is it a long-term option? Yeah, here's a question. He goes, you think that Tuchel will stay with the back three long-term? If not, what do you think he'll resort to in terms of formation?
It all depends on the transfer window he has, because I don't believe, for as intelligent as he is, that he is convinced that this back three that he has now can go long-term. The first thing is that at PSG he played a 4-3-3, so he's not renowned. He's not renowned to just using one system. He's a guy that likes to change it up. He likes to use multiple systems, multiple formations, and he likes to be flexible in rotation as well. And he said it multiple times. The formation doesn't dictate how he approaches the game. It's about the fundamentals and the core values of how his team approach the game, how they attack, how they defend. He's not interested in sticking to a formation. The formation doesn't, and Brendan Rodgers said the same thing. The formation is not going to dictate how we play. I keep using this example, but Nagelsmann uses a three at the back and Antonio Conte does. Two different football ideologies. So it's not about the formation, it's about how he approaches it. So I don't think he's just going to stick with it. However, if he is going to stick with it, like you said earlier, ball playing out from the back is ropey. It's not always tidy. Mendy in the first 10 minutes nearly cost us a goal. You know, Rudiger, not the best playing out from the back. He's very up and down. Zuma the same. Azpilicueta, a lot of turnovers in that first half against Atletico Madrid. Couldn't really find the incisive pass. And if you want to be a team that plays three at the back at the top level, your centre-backs need to be as good as midfielders on the ball. They just do. You need a left-footed centre-back on the left-hand side, like a David Alaba of that level, where they can really pass. And I'm not talking about...
He would have thought that, by the way. A few years ago. He would have thought that, eh?
Bro, I'm not talking about switch and play, because people will look up the stats and 97% pass accuracy and it's all good. But how many sideways passes did you make? And how many passes did you make vertically breaking lines? I'm not talking about Zuma and Rudiger switching play over to the other flank where there's a wing back in acres of space. Anybody can do that. If you're a professional footballer at this level, you should be able to do that. I'm talking about precise passing, bypassing press into the midfield, into the tens to progress the ball quickly. That's what I'm talking about. And there's only a handful of defenders on this globe that can do that consistently. And if Chelsea want to play a back three, that's what they have to get. Because if you don't do that, you sacrifice the midfielder and your build-up play is going to be trash. So, you know, and that's when you start going wide and you start doing that cross thing. So that's what it is.
That's a massive point, because again, you know, who would have thought, man? You'd have, you know, the likes of Alonso reborn, but he can play better left wing back because maybe Chilwell lacks that kind of, you know, passing instinct, whatever. I don't know, to play as a fullback, you know, he lacks that, and you've got to almost have, and that's why Van Gaal, for me, you know, wasn't able to get the players that he wanted to play, fulfill that option, you know, but that's for another topic. But in terms of the game plan for Chelsea, you know, you know how Man United play, you know, we're based on individual brilliance, yeah. How do you reckon Tuchel's going to combat that in terms of trying to find a way to navigate? Because you guys can play Hudson-Odoi, Werner, maybe it's not a game for Werner, because then, you know, if you have a team that maybe is low block and will sit back, he's almost running into no man's land, isn't it? But how do you reckon you want to combat United and how we kind of play and, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I'm looking at it, I'm looking at your centre-backs because they look ropey. You know, Maguire, Lindelof, I'm not liking them too. If I'm a neutral, I'm looking at them defending, I'm saying, you might have to replace both of them. Because Maguire, 80 million, we've spoken about it so many times in the Big Six. He is wearing the armband, and true say, I don't even think he's good enough to start. For your club, at the level that we're talking about, Manchester United, Vidic, Ferdinand, all of these brothers, and you've come down to this. It's not levels. So, and you can't play a high line with him either. We've seen it for England. So he's a player where either you're going to always play a low block or a mid block, or you're going to have to get someone better. So I would target your centre backs heavily. I would probably play Giroud. Just test them in every way, shape, and form. There's a lack of pace there, so we definitely need to get him behind. I know Wan-Bissaka's got pace. Shaw has been really good this season as well since Telles came in. But if we can go through the middle, and that's where Timo Werner comes in. I think you guys are going to sit deep enough anyway because of the slow centre backs, and they're not great. But if there's any moment, just if Saeed's gone there, if there's any moment where you guys are slacking and you bring your line forward and say we take the lead early, or we say to ourselves, cool, we can 100%, get in behind, or you're leaving any gaps, or you're looking to press a bit further forward. I 100% think we need to try and use Timo Werner to get in behind your defense. And if you play a low block, then for me it's Giroud. I think Giroud will have to play. He's obviously a focal point. He got a goal in midweek. I keep saying it. None of our strikers are perfect. None of them are world class. None of them are really consistent right now. But it's a big game, and Giroud tends to be more reliable in delivering in the big games. So I'd play him. He's got a better conversion rate this season, and I think everybody else as well with the minutes that he's played. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. But for me, I think it's gonna be a very close game because, like I said, we know how both teams are gonna play. We're gonna have the ball 70-65% possession probably, and you guys, it's cool because you're going off moments anyway. You just need moments. That's
but the problem is, man, you have a resolute defense though. And that for me, it's not sustainable. I think if West Brom can do it, and you guys have the quality, why can't Chelsea do it? You guys have the quality. West Brom didn't have the quality to move and transition from the defense or midfield and go up the pitch. They didn't have that kind of momentum. They couldn't do it basically. But you guys can do that, and I feel like for me, that'll be the key against Chelsea. You know what I mean? Try and bridge that gap of saying, you know what, can we do both? And Man United for me can't do both. We've got to do one or nothing. We haven't seen, when Man United play, you haven't seen us play at full potential when it's been a team that no block. We haven't done that. It's a big case of tracking it and waiting for that moment for Bruno to find a pocket.
Oh, what's going on?
Looking at bro.
Who's Wi-Fi slacking? Is it me or you?
Bro, I don't know, man. I think my one's slacking. Give me a second, bro, because my Wi-Fi is slacking, bro. Let me just get my charger.
Sometimes it's me, bro. So that's why I'm not going to throw no shade because usually it's me. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, I hope that's not me today. Because sometimes if people follow my streams, people will be like, Tesco Wi-Fi, free. All these guys will be sending for me with my Wi-Fi. So I'm really just sitting here praying, hoping that it's not me today. But yeah, just to build off what Saeed's saying, I think with Man United, I've always said personally, I know I'm on the Man United channel, so I won't get onto you, man, too much. But to be honest, I've always felt like your football is not sustainable because it has been a lot of moments with Bruno, with Pogba. But same thing with my team. I feel like, yes, we create maybe more chances under Tuchel, but at the same time, we don't take our chances, Saeed. We're not very clinical right now. A lot of people said after that Atletico game, a prime Chelsea team would have slapped them like 3-0. Because you just would have Atletico just showed no interest in terms of going forward. We don't have that clinical final third. Tuchel spoke about against Southampton, final 20 meters. We're not very clinical. And that's where I'm saying it's going to be, for me, a very close and low-scoring game. I still think Chelsea, I'm confident we'll win, but it will be like a 1-0 or something like that. It's not going to be mad.
Everyone says that, Everyone keeps saying that, Everyone keeps saying it's going to be a kind of not a convincing win. It's not going to be a kind of a game where people should be excited about, and I feel like for me, I hate that, I hate the top six vibes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like it anymore, man. For me, when we were growing up, man, watching the top six game, it was a tactical battle. It was something that you thought, you know what, two teams into it, especially Chelsea game. Chelsea United game was one of them games where, it's fallen off. You look at sorry, go on.
It's fallen off now. I agree.
It's fallen off, man. And I feel like for me, the game's gone too tactical. I'm not saying too tactical, but it's almost a case of it's life or NB.
It's a lot of chess. It's a lot of chess.
A lot of chess, yeah, exactly. And I don't like that, and I don't like the fact that managers have. Listen, that's a weird way to say it, but managers have that much say in a team where they can almost dictate it. The players don't have a say of, let's go for it, man. Let's do it, man. Let's try and win the game. I don't know why that doesn't happen anymore. Whereas, Ronaldo would get on the ball and say, you know what, I'm going for it. Managers can have that confidence. But now, you look at the team now, and when the player's coming on, before he's even put his shirt on, it's like the manager's saying, do this, do this, stay in that zone, and I'm like, brother, what's happened to the game? Well, it's true though, innit, man? I see it all the time.
I get where you're coming
do
from.
this, do that, all flicking up the notes
like
and that, bro.
The Premier League,
just let the guy get on the pitch.
The Premier League's missing prime Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal, where he was dragging them. Cristiano Ronaldo, Eden Hazard, you know, all of these talismen where they were just creative forces. And regardless of what is going on in a game, you just know at some point they won't follow the status quo and they will make something happen out of nothing. There's probably more examples, you know, that I'm forgetting, but those type of players used to just turn heads. And I feel like the Premier League's missing those guys. There's a few, you know, Jack Grealish, etc. But there's not many. There's not many. There's not many showmen. And it's a shame, you know, but it's also an interesting one where if you think about it over the years, how many of the Brazilians do we really get in this league as well? The South Americans, they don't really come here. You know, we get like Williams and Freds and Paulinhos, and they're not really the showmen.
Oh,
you know, we don't get the Kakas, the Ronaldinhos, the Ronaldos. It's the weather, bro. It's the weather. That's what it is.
That's true.
Robinho done it. Robinho went to Man City. He said, "What is this water falling out the sky?" Do you know what I mean? I'm done.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me, bro. That's true. That's true, but I look at it and I think, you know, maybe it doesn't suit their style, and maybe, you know, top managers can only get that out of teams, you know, where you can say to them, have a rigid formation and a rigid kind of style of play, and it's, you know, it can be very, very systematic, and, you know, we can do it properly, but there's also has to be a game where, an element of the game where you can just almost, when it's like very, very open, it's back and forth, the manager can't just say to the players, right, stop now, stop. Just literally just play football and maybe have that kind of game where it's back and forth and it's like a basketball game.
But you know, do you know what it is, bro? Do you know what it is? Well, apart from Chelsea at the start of the season, Man United and Arsenal, but you know, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Pep, Klopp, the managers are apart from, you know, Liverpool have got a decent team, but I think we're seeing Klopp is bigger than what they have on the pitch. Like, he takes them up a level in terms of the quality in their squad, you know, is enhanced by Klopp. It's not, you know what I mean? He brings more out of them. Man City have a freak team and a freak manager, but freakish, absolutely. And we're seeing that this season. But a lot of these managers are, they're more decorated than their clubs. You know, you look at Ancelotti, you look at Mourinho. So they kind of do have that power where they can say, listen, you listen to me. I'm the chef. You know, I'm cooking, not you. Do you know what I mean? True say, a lot of people don't rate Mourinho like he's fallen off and whatnot, but he's still the king. He's still the king in the kitchen when it comes to Tottenham, because what Tottenham player or what Tottenham, you know, anyone at Tottenham, what can they do and turn around and say to Mourinho, yo, I'm not really feeling the way that you're trying to stifle us like this.
Yeah, exactly. They've never won a trophy.
Man's just gonna be like, who are you talking to, bro? Who are you?
Beggars can't be choosers, man. Beggars can't be choosers, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can't ask for anything.
That's how it goes. So yeah, man, it's one of those ones. But I think, you know what, as well as in football, we've seen it with La Liga. They've fallen off now. You know, like, you know, Atletico are top of their league, and, you know, they didn't put up the greatest showing in the first leg. Barcelona are falling off Real Madrid. I feel like these things go in curves. You know, they go in moments. There's
course, massively. But I just look at it. I think, you know, tomorrow's game, man, it just has to be let it flow. Let it go. And I said this to Elizabeth. Shout out to Elizabeth. She said, and I said, one goal either way for a team. So say now you go 1-0 down. I feel like it will help Chelsea. We go 1-0 down, it'll help Man United. Who would have thought that, eh? A goal down.
It pushes you. It gets you on the front foot. Like, yo, you need to start moving now. Click into gear. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I get you.
Gear. The game opens up. The game is like, you know what? Right, that game plan out the window. Right, guys, let's play the attacking way, guys. Let's push on. Move forward up the pitch. Let's get in behind Chelsea's lines, you know. I think that element of the game needs to be up there. And I feel
it happened with Tottenham. It happened with Tottenham, bro.
Exactly.
Bro, they parked the bus, and then second half, okay, we're losing. First 15 minutes, they're out the traps, pressing, getting on our faces. I was like, I mean, I'm fine with it because we're winning, but I was like, why don't you just start like that? Like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? It's I don't get it. I mean, it's like people are going into the game so cautious nowadays, maybe because there's so much at stake with the table so tight. I don't know, but I just looked at Tottenham and I was like, why didn't you just come out at the beginning and on the front foot? Why did you wait until you were 1-0 down? I don't get it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Shout out to Jasmine for the super chat. He goes, side your thoughts on Rashford's growth. I think him and Martial can still be top quality under a better coach, filter, because they had Mourinho and Oli in their early 20s. Imagine Pep or Klopp. You know what? That's a massive question, you know, there. And I feel like for me, Rashford, I think Rashford can go another game, mate. I really, really do. Somebody got to pound the goals, mate. Listen, the goals are the goals. But when I look at it in terms of his footballing ability, and can he get to the next level? There's so much, I think, of Rashford's game. And that the only AI test can probably see that. Listen, the GAs and the stats here, they're for forever to see, and it will be there. But when you look at the eye test in terms of the way Rashford plays, it's very, very frustrating to watch. As a fan, I'm looking at thinking,
the decision making.
Decision making, man. He's trying to beat about 3 or 4 man when you can see the crosses right there, see the passes right there. I'm like, just take your time. But is there accountability in the management team? Do they almost say, you know what, Rashford scored a lot of goals this season. Let him do what he wants, you know. Let him, and I don't like that as a management team, because if you're not doing well, no matter what, mate, you have to be told, mate. It's like today, perfect example today of Man City against West Ham. I know Aguero's out for he's been out for a while, but what did they do? Yeah. They took him out for half time. They brought Jesus on, and then Jesus kind of brought that kind of feeling of, you know what, they went up the pitch, they pressed more and whatnot. Yeah. So I just feel like I want to get your opinion on Rashford and Martial, but under a better coach, would they do better?
Of course. Look, you give these guys to a Poch, someone that is renowned and has a track record for player improvement. Of course, they would do better. I think for me, I personally rate Rashford higher than Martial. I just think with Rashford that he's a player that, yes, I can see potential in him. Whereas Martial, I worry about him a bit. I think he's starting to get to that age where it's like, I know someone just mentioned about Oli and Mourinho, and 100% those two managers don't help, because Mourinho, we know the style of football at times he can play. He's not exactly the biggest, pusher of youth. He once told us that Lewis Baker was going to make the England squad, and if he didn't, it would be a disgrace on his part. And then
where's he now, by the way?
Where is he now? Do you know what I mean? So I know as a Chelsea fan what Mourinho is like with young players, and it's not always the best. So I understand that it's not great timing for their careers. 100%. If they get a Phil Foden opportunity under Pep, it's a different story potentially. I think Martial, though, sometimes I just look at him. I think I've seen moments of body language, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, get yourself going. You know what I mean? I know it's not going right for you. I know you're not having a great season, but at least show that you're trying to get in every opportunity. You're trying to get yourself about. And I'm not saying run yourself into the ground. Absolutely not. Just as a footballer, you've got a foundation of ability, and that you shouldn't go below that. It's like when I was criticizing earlier this season with Timo Werner, and people were saying, Frank Lampard, okay, he's not playing in the right position. 100% cool, but your first touch, man, that's still got to be your bread and butter. That can't go missing. No, it doesn't matter what manager you're playing under. Certain aspects of your game, you got to keep it under control. Do you know what I mean? Don't let don't let everything go to shit. Do you know what I mean? Like trying.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? So with Martial, I just think Martial's been there for a long time. And he's one of them players where I'm starting to look at him like, can you be world class? Do you need a change of environment? Do you need a new club? Do you need to kick up the backside? Like, those are the questions that are starting to arise with him now, because he's been there so long. And also, the thing is as well, as we speak about standards, Martial he's not young anymore. He's now, 25? So he's out of that age bracket of your young player. You're coming into, like, for an attacking player, you're coming up to where your prime will be in a couple of years. I just likes of I say to myself, with the likes of the Berbatovs, the Rooneys, the Tevezes, the Ronaldos, you've had some top forwards, and I say to myself, is Martial going to get to that level? I don't think so. That's where, because it's also it's the mentality as well. We talk about talent. Everybody's got talent, at these top clubs. It's the mentality as well. And I don't know if Martial's got a bad mentality, or if he's consistently, thinking that he needs to deliver more. I don't know, because I don't know Martial like that. But I'm just saying to myself, there's players out there that no matter what manager they're under, you can't stop
of course.
They are inevitable. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it at Chelsea, because we've switched managers. I could have easily made excuses for my players not showing up under AVB, under Scolari. But true say, it doesn't matter what manager it is. Sometimes if you're just that good, you're just that good. That's my point. No. With Martial, absolutely. I feel like he needs that guidance. Ollie's that guy. The saying is love and guidance. Extent. Yeah, the saying is that you need love and guidance. Ollie gives the love, but he doesn't give the guidance. That's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what, mate? I don't think I need to add more to that then. I don't think I need to add more to that. You've probably answered the question. He's got the love. he's got the backing, he's got this and that, but has he got the guidance, man? It's
Mm.
almost as if, you know, you go and tell your little brother about swimming, you know what I mean, and whatnot, and they say you can do it, you can do it. You put him into the deep end of the thing. What's he gonna do? He's gonna drown, innit? You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful world, but let's go to the combined 11 because for me, yeah, we always like to do this when you get me before we kind of get our predictions on whatnot, the results wise. Combined 11. Shall we do this based on form or overall quality? Because I don't mind me, you know, I don't mind. I'm flexible. You get me?
Are we gonna do it on who's fit, who's available as well?
Yeah. Yeah, let me see. That was a bit of a sticky one still. I'm not even being...
If it's that, yeah, true say your midfield is
okay. I'm gonna ask the people. Yeah,
let's find out what the people want.
Form or whole season, overall or form. Yeah, I mean, ability.
Season, someone says ability. If we do ability, I mean. We could just pull out. We could just pull out FIFA, then, innit? Do you know what I mean? I feel like form makes it more interesting. If we go,
we do form. We do form. That's one. Whole season. I don't know, man. I think we got to do form, man. Form and fitness. Let's do form and fitness.
Form and fitness. Yeah, I think so. Because it makes it more interesting. Do you know what I mean? If we just go with ability, you can just go on FIFA and put whoever has the highest ratings and do that like that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? We'll be here all night, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do form and fitness then. In goal, okay. I can't really go against him.
I have to say Mendy, I think, because the reason why is that I know he had a dodgy patch and he has dodgy moments, but he's still clean sheets wise in the Premier League and clean sheets wise in the Champions League, doing very, very well. And like I said, we haven't conceded any goals recently as well. Really, too much. Only 2 goals in the last 6 games or something. So I personally put Mendy.
Yeah. David De Gea, people say David De Gea, but man, them people, you know what I'm saying? David De Gea, I think everyone said, the thing was with Mendy, I remember his moments of calamity moments, but I don't remember his good games. And I feel like for me, people have to get to differentiate the two. It's like, I remember what kind of players. It's like Christensen. We'll talk about Christensen before. And I remember that moment where he gave the goal away, the Man United game away. Barcelona, the game against Liverpool, the Liverpool game. The game against Old Trafford where he had a bit of a mare, you know. So, yeah, let's go with that one. Yeah. This is an interesting one right back because we had this debate, and I'm not going to lie to you, man. Wan-Bissaka has been solid throughout the whole season, man. Even when you talk about form, don't talk about form, but he hasn't really had a bad patch, Wan-Bissaka. Yes, he's been positionally bad, but I think for me, I'm going to have Wan-Bissaka, you know. Reece James, what are you saying about him?
The thing is with Reece, is Reece for a modern day fullback, for me, is just a better footballer than Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, listen, I'll get you. I 100% agree with that.
Form-wise is interesting. Obviously, they're both fit. Form-wise is an interesting one because Reece is not playing every game. Like, Reece is playing sometimes. He's being rotated nicely. He's being used quite nicely.
Anas is giving it there. I think Anas is the one, man. If Anas says he get me, then this must be.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because he normally backs me again. You know what I'm saying?
My thing with Reece James is just going forward, the amount of chances he can create from the wide position in the modern day at fullback. I just feel like, put it like this: if Reece James played for Man United, you'd be a better team. Like, even defensively, we're talking about defense. I always say with Reece James, he might not be.
You say that. Aye, listen, even my man's here.
Yeah, man. I
don't worry, man. We're here, man. Martial's gonna go in there, man. Don't worry.
I just think Wan-Bissaka is in there. A recovery defender where he'll make the slide tackles and whatnot, but the positioning can be a bit off, as you said. Reece James, sometimes you just see him and he just come and body a brother, like absolutely body him. Like he's just very complete technically, very strong, assured, can cross. And for me, I have to go Reece James. I have to.
Okay, then. Well, you know what? I think for me, there's a lot of James and whatnot. Let's go with centre backs. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Yeah, it's looking.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the same way you want to say,
mate. From someone that don't rate our centre backs too highly, but one thing I don't.
I know. But it's better than ours. How about that? It's better than ours, mate. Bloody hell, man.
Bloody hell. Is it a 4-3-3 we're playing, isn't it?
Yeah, 4-3-3. Yeah.
Thing is, it's funny because on form, we've been playing a back 3 and Christensen suits a back 3. Rudiger's been good in a back 3. If I wanted a back 4, I'd go with Zuma, but Zuma's not playing. But true say, I can't legislate for Maguire and Lindelof. I can't. I just don't. I don't rate them in the slightest.
I was going to put Bailly because he was on form between the Real Sociedad games. So, you know what I mean? The two Real Sociedad games been on form.
Because how many games has Bailly played, really?
He's not been playing. In terms of, he played in Real Sociedad games. That's about it. Premier League, you're looking at maybe, I don't know. I can't remember his last Premier League game. You know?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's a problem.
Because Christensen and Rudiger are on form. They're playing Champions League, Premier League, keeping clean sheets. So that's the problem.
There you go, then.
That's the problem.
So yeah, you pick whatever you want, mate. Pick your pick, mate.
Oh, we can't say Zuma, people, because Zuma and Bailly is the worst combination you can. That ain't gonna work for them. That's just too reckless. I think. For me, on form, I have to go Christensen and Rudiger because we ain't conceding goals, people. We just kept a clean sheet against Atletico Madrid. Like I said, I'm not here to do the bias thing, but we just kept a clean sheet against Atletico Madrid. Do you know what I mean? And those two are playing consistently.
All right,
I don't rate Maguire, man.
You know what, man? This left back, I want this left back.
Left back.
Yeah, come on. That's what I like about you, man. Fairness, man.
It's not a comp. Not a comp.
Yeah.
Not a comp.
Yeah, for me, Luke Shaw been doing bits, man. You get me? Shout out to Luke Shaw. But for 1 minute, I'm not a Luke Shaw fan before this. This season, he has absolutely, man. He's proved me wrong, and he's also made Telles, who probably getting most teams in the Premier League in terms of left backs, and he's coming and he's on vacation, mate.
Yeah,
but Telles is on vacation while his Porto team are 2-1 up in the first leg of the Champions League. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Okay, the midfield, right? Okay, Bruno's in there. Let's say Bruno's in there.
Bruno's in there. Yeah,
Bruno's in number 10 role. Okay.
Ooh, you ain't got nobody fit. That's your problem. I can't.
That's the problem, man. I can't put
Fred and
the thing is for Fred. Yeah, he's been good this season, but he's dipped in form.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying to you? He's not had the when he started the season. He started the season brilliantly, and it's towards like December time. For me, he was unplayable. I remember having a conversation saying he's in every single combined 11 between December, November. He was in every single combined 11, but he has dropped. He's very dropped now. So
it's your injuries that are killing you here. Because if Pogba was on the form that he was on just when you was going on your run,
he'd be in there as well.
It'd be a very imbalanced.
I think McTominay would be in there, you know. McTominay could be in there, you know. And I'm not really a McTominay fan.
But he's injured.
Well, yeah, that's exactly saying he's injured. Yeah.
Yeah. So... I'd say Mount and Kovacic. I think Mount has to be in there.
Okay.
I know someone said Jorginho. Jorginho has been really good under Tuchel, I think, but he's had moments in halves where he hasn't been as good for me. Like the Newcastle game, there was a few moments where he gave the ball away where we had to cover for it. Atletico first half, I wasn't very impressed. For me, I have to go Mason Mount and Kova because I just think Mason Mount has been very, very good. I know people get onto him about his decision making in the final third, but just his overall game. I mean, you're talking about a player that has created so many chances in the Premier League, and yes, he takes set pieces. But I'm not a man to complain about a player who creates chances from set pieces because I've had to deal with Willian.
I like Kovacic, man.
I've had to deal with Willian. Willian don't beat the first man on corners, so I'm not going to complain. And then he's also one of the highest midfielders for tackles as well. So his overall game. It might not all be it's not all top, but he's very well rounded.
And you know, I know you're gonna give me stick because you know when I came in the stream, I think it was earlier in the year. I said Mount's not all that, but I think he's proved me wrong, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Good player, man. He's tidy, man. He's tidy. Yeah, very tidy, and he's effective, man. It's a bit, you know what it is? It's a bit like Rashford in terms of, you know, everyone wants like, you know, maybe better, or they say,
you know what it is because they're not the Foden Mbappe level. Do you know what I mean?
There you go, then. Yes,
they get more criticism because they're not Fodens and they're not Mbappes. They're not. That's what it is. So I understand. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel levels to this. Yeah, I feel like that will be the case for till they retire, man. Yeah, it'll just be the case of argument of Mount, man. It's this 1 week it'll be this and 1 week it'll be that. So it's one of them love-hate relationship with Marmite, innit? You feel me? It's one of them ones. Up front now.
You can get in here. I mean, if you got clinical finishers, because we don't have clinical finishers.
Yeah, so that means Martial
for you guys do.
So we have Martial up front, and then maybe
Martial
on the left.
Playing well. Ross,
aye, listen.
I just have to.
You know, there might be a chance for Dan James to be in there, though.
Huh?
What about Dan James to be in there? Shout
is he on better form than Hudson-Odoi?
I think he is.
Do you know what? I don't rate Dan James just as a footballer, innit? So
listen, we're basing this on form,
but it's on form, innit? What's his form like? That's
if it's on form. Does Daniel James getting this combined 11?
Even the fact that
No,
Dan
but- no,
James is getting into a combined 11, that's all. That's making me shiver a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. You know what I mean? Like the proof is in the pudding. Shout out to Cams here, but is Daniel James worthy of a combined 11? I think he does. Listen to me. What has Hudson Odoi done in the last couple of games in terms of assists, goals? I don't know. We don't want to do GAs and all that.
Yeah, but output's important, and he's been playing wing back. So he's
Output
not
is
really
important, though.
Yeah, it is important. He's playing wing back as well.
Rashford, Giroud, and I don't know, people. I'm trying to be. Listen, Saeed, how do you do? Listen, a lot of people think
I'm
hold on.
one of them guys, yeah. Well, I'm not going to disagree because I know he's on decent form, but at the same time, just in case he gets clipped, I ain't saying a word.
No, listen, I'm not going to get clipped. I'm not. You know what it is with me? A lot of people think that I back Daniel James blindly. I just feel like for me, yeah, with Daniel James it's one of them players where if he's doing well, man, just like, you know, you've got to be happy for the guy, man.
Yeah, give him his
he's
a good guy. He's a good kid.
It's a living dream for this guy, bro.
He's
He
a good
should not
kid.
be
I like his
playing for
attitude.
Man United Football Club. Let's be honest with you. Let's be brutally honest.
Do you know what's weird about him? First few weeks of the season that you bought him, he was smacking in screamers from the left wing. And
Then he went down. Yeah, because it was like basic hype. Like you said, the love of guidance was there. Love was there, but then the guidance dropped, and then Ollie didn't know what to do with him. Exactly. You know what I mean? And now
the front three that Cams has put in. But if you want to put James in, then I'll let you. I don't mind.
Let's see what the comments say. So people, what do you want? Do we say Rashford, Giroud, Hudson-Odoi, or do we go with Dan James, Rashford, and Giroud up front? You let me know, people.
I just can't.
Let me know, man. James. James, yeah. By the way, James has scored against Chelsea.
He has. But true, I can't lie. Kepa attacks and the whole defense.
Has Hudson-Odoi got a big goal for Chelsea? A big goal in a game that's meaningful.
He scored a big goal against Rennes, which was Champions League group stage. I don't know how serious you want to take it. Scored against Bayern Munich last year, but got ruled out. So, how many big goals has he scored? No, probably not. Not like a massive goal. No.
That's what I always say with Hudson-Odoi. For me, I don't know if he's a big game player. Like, you know, I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't want to say that he's too young. I don't want to say that yet because we know how
it's too young.
Develop and then it looks mad.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, I think, yeah. Someone said it. Man said Rennes. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I know. I say Rennes, fam. I say hi.
You know what? Let's go with your one then. We'll go with your one. We'll take your player.
I feel bad because there's a lot of Chelsea players in it, and we're not even above you in the league. But you got a lot of injuries in it, so it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, all right, then we'll go with that one.
Cavani.
Yeah. Let me know what your team is before we get your prediction. Give me your team for the game against Man United.
Mendy in goal. Chilwell left wing back, back three of Rudiger, Christensen, and Azpilicueta. Right wing back Hudson-Odoi, centre mids Jorginho and Kovacic, Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and up front Giroud. So not many changes. I think only Chilwell comes into that team.
Did you say Kante, by the way? Did you say Kante?
No Kante. And the reason why I leave Kante out because I want to save Kante for Liverpool on Thursday. I just feel like that is when because Liverpool are going to come onto us a bit more, and then we're not going to have possession as much. Yeah, we're not going to have possession as much, and then Kante can go around and get his tackles, and you know what I mean? Like, when we have the ball, I feel like it's not needed. But when we're not going to have the ball as much against Liverpool, get around, make your tackles and interceptions, and break up play, and then that's where he's best. So, yeah.
I'm going to go with... Originally, I said 5 at the back, but you know what? I'm going to go with the team that I think Man United should play. I feel like with Ollie, man, I mean, he's going to do whatever he wants. So, seriously, but I'm going to go with the team that I want, you get me? So I feel like that's what you've done.
That's what I do, bro. I don't try and guess these managers. They're long.
Yeah, man. You get me? Why am I guessing about this guy, bro? You get me, man? Not saying. But you know what it is there? I'm gonna go with David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Maguire, Shaw. The thing is, I have to go. Obviously, then I have to go with what's available here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fred. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Fred, Matic. I'm gonna go with Bruno in the 10. I'm gonna go with Rashford. See, this is the thing, man. I'm gonna have to back Martial again, man.
You miss Cavani, man.
I don't think I miss him because I feel like. Listen, you know the thing is, yeah, and I have a debate with Cams here. I don't miss Cavani because they both have 3 or 4 touches in the box. It's just that Cavani, for me, is a bit more selfish. It's a
His
bit more
movement's
kind of
really good, Cavani.
his
as
movement
well.
is very, very up top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the same way as Martial plays. So I don't miss Cavani. Obviously, we miss the kind of the fact that we can have an option off the bench.
Can I
Obviously,
ask? Yeah, can I ask as well, Man United fans, and it'll be interesting to you, Saeed, and the chat. Do you guys ever miss Lukaku? Because he's doing very well into
No, I don't miss
leading
Lukaku,
the line, number 9 shirt,
The thing
guaranteed
is,
goals
Matisse,
in the
yeah.
league. I know, but
Football-
I have to ask.
yeah, this is what football it made me realize of. What if? Listen, I've been Old Trafford, mate. And people don't remember, man. Lukaku in his second season. I remember there was a ball over the top. Yeah, this is what happened. I remember the game against Crystal Palace. Wet night. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now, I'm a bit cold. Yeah, there's a ball over the top. Yeah, I'm not. Listen to me. I'm being serious, man. Ball over the top. Yeah, David De Gea. Lukaku is looking at the ball. He controls it. You know where the ball goes?
Where?
It goes back to their defense.
Nah. His first touch was meaty. I can't lie.
Listen, man, it did not suit us. And then what happened was Mourinho started playing on the right. Ollie started playing on the right.
Yes.
They started playing on the right side.
Right wing.
And every
He
time he
played
touched
there
the
for
ball.
Everton a bit as well. Yeah, right wing.
Yeah, bro. He was more of an assist creator. He became one of our creating. Honestly, he had more assists at one point than he had goals.
That's wild.
Listen, what he's doing at Inter Milan is that they play for him. They all support him. Man United couldn't do that. They could not do that.
Different
so for
system
me,
as well. 2 strikers. Lorenzo
exactly.
Martinez,
2 strikers. Similar way that Martial should be playing in. Maybe 2 strikers. Maybe someone that he could control the ball. Give it to them. Give it go. You know what I mean? But so then I'm gonna go up top. I'm gonna go Martial. I'm gonna have to go with Dan James over Greenwood, man. I think for me, I don't know, man. I just feel like with Alonso, I think the pacing behind would be more better suited than.
That's why I hope Chilwell plays.
This is crazy, man.
That's why I hope Chilwell
plays. The goals. Listen, you know what it is, yeah.
Because some people, that's
what I love. Eye test, man.
Yeah,
for me, eye test is beautiful. Camps, I don't know if you look at the stats and whatnot, but for me, eye test is beautiful, man. You know what I mean? When you look at Lukaku's overall game, mate, if the ball.
But in saying that, you see Lukaku's now playing in the 2-striker system at Inter with Lautaro Martinez, and Man United always had 4 world-class strikers under Ferguson. Your Sheringham's, your Andy Coles, all the way to your Berbatovs, Rooney's, Tevez's. Why didn't you guys try and play a 2-striker system and things like that? Because look, maybe you could have been getting that. Because at the end of the day, I get where Cams is coming from. Goals win games. You see what I'm saying? Goals win games. And he was prolific. From West Brom, West Brom, I'll just take over. West Brom, he was prolific. Everton, he was prolific. Chelsea, he came. We didn't really give him much of a chance, and then he goes to Man United. Goes back to Everton. Sorry, he's very prolific. Man United, prolific. So for me, I just see Lukaku as this guy who just continues to get goals over and like no matter where he is, he's a machine.
You know what it is about? Is that how you watch football, man? You know
but I get where you're coming from. I don't get it wrong. Like I get where you're coming from. The link up play and like
it's like Haaland at United. Haaland.
Yo, Saeed's on my Wi-Fi, fam. Yo, bro, pay the Wi-Fi bill, bro. What is going on, bro? I love it. Look, I love it when you see him. Look, when he's all frozen, you just have to just look at him. Yeah, I mean, someone screenshot that for me. Let me see the live chat because Tuesday I can't really do anything because I'm not in charge of the stream. Yeah, fam, Saeed's Wi-Fi is on a myth. Yo, you're gonna go on Twitter and see bare screenshots of your head, bro.
Bro, it's Neil Ashton, man. It's Neil Ashton. You get me? Neil Ashton's at the house, man. Both teams lack balance and no left-footed centre back.
I feel for you, fam, because my Wi-Fi be bugging out in it. It's so annoying.
Brother, I need that router, man. There's one guy that keeps telling me get the router, bro. I think I need a router, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not how you see football. I think for me, Haaland, I keep stressing it to people. Haaland won't have the touches he has at Dortmund, won't have the link-up play he has at Dortmund, won't have the fluid system that he has at Dortmund. He will not have that. Martial and Cavani average 4 touches in a box. What can you do, man?
That's mad.
That's the level of striker that maybe Giroud can work with. That kind of striker. That level of striker needs someone that's very experienced, like Giroud, who can hold up the play, maybe 1 touch, bang, goal. You know what I mean? Like,
you brothers sound like you need Harry Kane and Son for the XG, bro.
Maybe then. Let's go buy him. You think I'm bothered,
if you're going to be doing that, you need them brothers from that.
We need them brothers, man. You get me? So for me, it's peak, man. But prediction, bro. Give me your prediction, man. Say it with your chest, bro.
1-0 win for Chelsea, bro. Have to.
That's what I mean, man. You man are going like Arsenal, man. You know what I'm saying? 1-0 to the Arsenal, man. Why is everyone saying that? Lewis said that.
We have to win. We have to win. So I have to say it because we have to win. Because I'm only on W settings. I've said it on my own stream. I'm not playing games with this Chelsea.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. Go on. You said 0-0 on Big Six now.
Yeah,
I said 0-0 on Big Six. You know what? What am I saying? What am I gonna say? Look, yo, we give that prediction. I can't change it now. You know what I'm saying?
You already, bro. You can't change it.
I can't change. Well, I wasn't gonna change it. Everyone knows. I've said it about 4 times today already. I said it on Elizabeth. Said it with Lewis. I said it with the preview. I said top 6.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a 0-0. And every time I predicted it, what has happened, Matisse?
Facts.
It's been a 0-0. So maybe 100%. I need to be a bit positive then. You know, maybe facts, it's me.
Facts. We need points on the boards. Do you know what I mean? I predicted the Man City score correct. I think that happened earlier. So.
Oh, did you get it, bro?
Yeah, I said 2-1. I think. Yeah,
right, you're moving up the table now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to watch my back.
Bro, I need to move.
You know what I'm saying? But Matisse, man, it's been a pleasure, bro. You get me. Shout out to you for coming on the channel, man. Letting the people know where you've been working on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, 100%. Bless up Saeed for having me. Do you know what I mean? Debut on the channel.
Come on,
and
man.
Obviously, we talk on a weekly basis, twice a week with the Big Six, which is always fun.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun.
For the man that thought I was gonna have that energy, obviously here I'll be a bit more objective in it. Big Six,
yeah, 100%. Man. Big Six is gas, man.
I like to play a character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he likes to play Lupin, man. You know what I mean? Lupin and that.
Six, yeah. When I go into the Big Six, I just think of it as just like it's a performance. Like, of course, we like to have ball knowledge, but I think of it as like we got to put on a show because everybody loves it so much. I'm like, I can't come here and just be completely objective. I got to do a little bit of trolling and see if I can press a couple buttons. I have to because I got to put on a show. So, but man, I can't wait, man. Because if you guys want to catch me, YouTube MAH, and yeah, man, we're having Ranson Saeed on Monday. So
come on, man.
If we don't win, last time I had Ranson Saeed on my channel, they put me in a split. They put me in a split, fam. They're like a dynamic duo. They came to hunt, so the energy was different. So yeah, Ranson Saeed are coming on my thing on Monday, and yeah, we upload daily on MAH YouTube. So yeah, just check us out. Just loads of different types of content, people. Saeed's frozen. You know, you just give me. Are you frozen? You're back.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to end this today, you get me, because it's a bit of a mad one. But Matisse, you get me. Shout out to you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Literally, it'll be in the hyperlink as well. Also, you can just find it there. But yo, Neil Ashton's at my house, man. If you don't know Neil Ashton, he's that, you know what I mean, that journalist that's messing up with everyone's Man United heads, you get me? And he's working for the Glazers. He's a puppet for the Glazers. But yo, people, I'm going to be on Matisse's channel tomorrow. Oh, no, sorry. Monday. Is it 8 o'clock, yeah?
8 o'clock kickoff Monday. Do you know what I'm saying? Big things.
Yeah, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Kickoff. It's going to be a mad one still. You get me? Last time I was on there, it got a bit mad. You get me?
It was mad.
God, everybody is in the building, man. But yo, people, like the video, subscribe to United Central, subscribe to Matisse, and tomorrow we'll see you for the big one, man. It's a 6-pointer at the bridge, people. Take